afternoon and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is an update on the Arma Granite Voltage two-wheel drive. This is the voltage that I put the metal gears in, the transmission, and also the spur pinion gears as well. Also did the Integy CVD axle with the cups and all, the whole kit. And just gonna give you an update on the durability of it. And so today I'm actually here to tell you it has been a blast since I've installed all the metal gears in this truck. Haven't broke anything. It's still going strong. I mean, the only thing I've broken is the shell that was on here, which it's not broke all the pieces, but it still can be used. I just threw this shell on since I had it around, and I just thought I'd throw it on here. But anyway, this is a two-wheel drive Arma Granite Voltage, and let's just take the shell off here. To give you some pros and cons on an Integy metal upgrade. So I'm gonna say this, and hopefully you all listen, but the Integy upgrade is a must-have if you go brushless, especially if you want to run 3S. And the main thing you want to start with, if you don't do anything else, the main thing you want to start with is with the Integy CVD axle and cups. Or, you know, you may not want the CVD axle, you might just want the cups and a dog bone, but I went with the Integy CVD axle. They came with, you know, the metal cups and all that. So again, everything is metal on the back end here. You can hear the metal gears. Now, I only had one issue from this upgrade, and it was a simple issue. The issue I was having after maybe 2 or 3 bash sessions, the metal drive cups, the set screws in the metal drive cups will back out, and that's with the blue Loctite. And it did the first time it did it. I ain't think nothing of it, so I just, you know, put some more blue Loctite on it, put it back in, and went bashing again. And they lasted another 2 or 3 bash sessions on the next time. And so it did it again. So then I started scratching my head, like, man, this is an issue. It shouldn't be backing out like that. So what I ended up doing, I put some red Loctite on this time. And but what I did also, I not only put the red Loctite on the threads of the set screw, I also put some red Loctite on the shaft of the outdrive on the outdrive. I put a little red Loctite on it, so when the set screw goes down, the screw touches the shaft, it touches that Loctite, and when it dries up, it, you know, kind of has that contact and gets stuck on it like that. So I did that, and I haven't had any issues with it so far. So that's the only issue I did have with these CVD axles. Was it wasn't a CVD axle itself. It's just the cup, the metal cups. The set screws coming loose off the metal cups. And me personally, I think the reason why those set screws keep coming out because they use the small 1.5 set screws instead of using a 2 or 2.5. I think if they would have went with a bigger set screw, bigger hole and bigger set screw, I think it wouldn't back out as easily as it does after you bash it a while. So I think that's the issue. I think it's because of the smaller screw that they put in. And they give you 2 set screws per cup, so you're using 2 set screws. It's not just one. And see what happens when that set screw loosens up, that cup gets loose, and your wheel doesn't spin and it almost makes you think that you got a strip gear or something, or a strip cup, but what it is just the cup that got loose because of the set screw. So that is the only issue I've had since the upgrade. Uh, I have been contemplating on some other Integy upgrade parts, but they're a little expensive. I mean, they a little on the expensive side, so that's the only thing that's kind of kept me from just adding more Integy parts on here. Cause more, it'll be more for just looks. Because the plastic parts on this truck, man, it's almost hard to break. I mean, like I said, I've jumped this, I've crashed it. I haven't broken a A-arm. I haven't broken. I haven't broken anything on this truck as far as the plastic parts on here, other than the drive cups. But we ain't talking about that. We already fixed that issue. So that's why I haven't really done it. And they got some nice colors too. They had some options for this truck, and with that price, it just really is not worth it. I don't believe. Now, if you just want to spend the money and you want to make your truck look good, hey, go. I'm all for it. But this is my little basher, so I don't really worry about it. Like I said, my thing, I just wanted to run without any issues. And once I added this Integy kit for the transmission and the drive cups, I pretty much bulletproofed the truck. I had already changed out the steering servo saver, and then like I said, I got this 20. I think it's the 25 kg metal steering servo. So, like I said, right now I have no issues with this truck. I'm still running a 3100 kV motor, brushless motor. And I'm running a 60 amp ESC. I took the 80 amp out, and I'm just running a 60 amp because I'm just running on 3S. So, and that's it. I mean, I'm just trying to give you all a quick update. I did. I was having issues with this truck. I guess so much power and all that, but I was constantly stripping the hex on the rims. I guess it's so much willpower going on with this truck. Like I said, I did upgrade this to a 19 tooth pinion, and man, when I was just bashing, man, I had stripped so many wheels, rear wheels, it wasn't funny. So I found some wheels that can actually take the punishment. These tires here, these wheels right here, came off from an old Red Cat Volcano that we had, and I'm telling you, these wheels are taking a pounding, and I've taken the wheels off to check the hexes, and the hexes are still in good formation, good shape. And they get good grip in a different terrain. So I think I'm gonna keep rocking these for a while until something go wrong with them, and then we'll put something else on. But I think if I would do one more upgrade on this truck, more than likely it's going to be the shocks. Because what ended up happening, these shocks are the shocks that came on this truck, and they have been working well for me. They are fine. On up until probably a month ago, one of the rear shocks, I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. It was always leaning over like this. And it didn't have, it had it leaning to one side, and didn't really have that rebound. So what I ended up doing is I just put I added an extra preload clip on this side. So instead of having two, I put three over here. So I got three on this side, two on this side, and now it balances out straight on the back. And as you can see, it rebounds just fine now. So when I'm jumping and landing, it'll fall down and just rebound. So I'm just trying my best to make these shocks last. But I have seen some that I want And I want to say Integy has some shocks for this truck. I can't recall because I haven't been on that site for in a minute now. But I think I'm gonna go with some different kind. I think I'm gonna go with some big bore shocks if I can fit them in. I know I can fit them on the rear. The only issue about the big bores for the front is that these shocks go inside the upper control arm, and so you can't have a shock that's too big in diameter or it would not fit through there. So that'll be the issue you'll have. So more than likely you'll have to either go with the same shocks in the front or same size shocks, which I don't know what would be the same size shocks. But the front, really, I'm not having an issue with it. Not having any issue with the rear. So for right now, the stock shocks still working fine. So there's no reason to upgrade them. But once they start acting up and I can't fix it, we'll just go ahead and change them out. But for right now, shocks are fine. And this truck is well over a year for me. I've owned this truck for well over a year now. But really what made me come across Integy and start looking at them was the fact that one day I was out there bashing and the truck stopped going. And I knew I had just put some new plastic drive cups on here. So I was like, no, it just can't be the cups again. Come to find out, it wasn't the cups. I pulled the cups off and they still had their shape. So all the gears inside the differential were shot. I mean, they were torn to pieces inside there. So, and once I seen that, I just told myself, you know what? I gotta find a metal upgrade, and I found them on Integy. Couldn't find them anywhere, and then I just ran across them on Integy, and I kept looking at it, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy it. It's too much. But then I told myself, you know what? I love this truck. It's a good truck for the price, and I said if I put some money into it and make it a more reliable basher, and we'll see where it goes. And I'm telling you, that was the best decision I made because this thing, man, it takes a beating. It really takes a beating. But my thing is, for this truck to last as long as it did, I'm going to tell you one good reason why it has last as long as it have. Because I have wrecked it. I have crashed it. I mean, flipped it and landed nose first. But what has helped this truck is this T-bone front bumper. This bumper is what has saved this truck many times. This and some bigger wheels. Now the wheels I had on this truck before, they were real big in diameter and wider. So it kind of helped too, especially on the rear, because I still have a stock bumper on here, and it's not even a bumper, it's just a little piece that come out. I didn't put a T-bone bumper on here, but they do have them if they're in stock, but they do come with a wheelie bar as well. So, but when you have those bigger diameter wheels, it don't never touch the rear anyway. When it falls down like this, it lands on the doggone wheel. So it's really not even when you flip it, it's not gonna hit the back part here. If anything, when you have your shell, it's gonna land there. But for the most part, your wheel's gonna take the brunt of the impact if you ever flip or crash like that. So the front is a little bit different. If I didn't have this, yeah, a lot of stuff would have been torn up here. A-arms would have been torn, you know, all that stuff. Lower control, upper control, shocks, all that would have been torn. So this T-bone bumper actually saves a lot of this by it coming out as wide as it does. So my suggestions for this truck: if you buy this truck, get you a T-bone bumper and go with you some metal drive cups. Whether you get the Integy CVD axle kit or you just buy the metal drive cup and dog bone separately. Either way, as long as you go with metal, you cannot go wrong on this truck with that. And it's going to last you a long time. And if you ever strip the gears, hey, go metal. I'm telling you, it's gonna be worth your while. Like I said, I wouldn't even mess with the differential until it breaks. Until you strip them gears in there, I would not even mess with it. I would just run it until they strip it. And if they strip, then I would get the Integy kit, and just install those metal gears, and man, you have many more years of bashing with this truck. And that's really it. That's all I can tell you on this truck. Like I said, it surprisingly it lasted and survived many crashes, many flips. Uh, it has survived many bad landings from high jumps and all that stuff. So again, I'm just putting this video out, just an update on the voltage after I did the Integy metal kit install, and I'm loving it. And I'm hoping all this info about the Integy metal kit will help you out if you come into this situation where you have issues with your cups, or if you have an issue with your differential. Go with the metal. I'm telling you, you will not be sorry. I'm not gonna say it was an easy install either, but it's not difficult. I mean, it's not. If you're patient with it and got a little time on your hand, you won't have any problem with it. I mean, like I said, it's gonna be a little time consuming the way this chassis is made, but once you open it up, it's right there. So just like I said, just take your time and just do it. I mean, and once you first put it in, I'm gonna tell you this. Once you first put those gears in, those metal gears in, your wheels are gonna be real tight. You're gonna think you probably did something wrong. You're gonna probably think you installed something wrong, but you didn't. It's because everything is so new and so tight. It's gonna feel like, because the wheel when you first put it in, the wheels are not gonna move freely like this. Especially if you put grease into the differential. You put enough grease in there, it's gonna be real tight. But that's a good thing. But over time, after you run it a few times, it's gonna break loose, and everything gonna work. Also, I mean, flawless. I mean, it's gonna loosen up. It's gonna sound like things are just too tight, but it's not tight. It just gotta get in there and wear in. It gotta just break in. You just gotta break it in. And once all the gears are broke in, it's gonna go smoothly. Like you can hear the metal gears now. When you first install them, they're gonna be louder than that. But after you have them for a while and you break them in, then they're gonna get quieter, like this. So, but that's all I got for you today. Just giving you this update on this two-wheel drive voltage. I'm loving it. I hope you love it. And don't be scared to buy it. I mean, it's a $99 truck, and it's actually cheaper if you got it, a few times. You caught it a few times on Amazon when they had it for, what it was, $70, something like that. So, hey, enjoy the truck. It's worth spending some money on. Don't let nobody talk you out of it. This truck is fun. This two-wheel drive is actually the funnest truck I've had out of all the trucks. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had some nice RCs, but the reason why I said this is the truck I had the most fun with is because I haven't broke a lot of stuff on it. I mean, and it went through a lot of abuse. So again, this is Patrick with PJ's Electric RC. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'll see you all on the next one. Y'all be safe out there.